Welkom terug by die groot ontbyt se Kersfeesstel. Nou ja, ietsie wat nog nuut is Padel Tennis. Ek wonder of die Afrikaanse woord is spaantennis waarskynlik. Maar iemand gaan 'n Afrikaanse woord daarvoor uitdink op 'n stadium, waarskynlik iemand van RSG. Nou ja, Padel Tennis is 'n splinternuwe sport, kan die mense nou maar sê, in Suid-Afrika, en dit is nogal een van die vinnigste groeiende sportsoorte in die wêreld. In Suid-Afrika se van Suid-Afrika se verteenwoordigers vir Padel Tennis, Tamara Pieters Kim Kasselmann, kuier vanoggend hier by ons in die ateljee om bietjie vir ons meer te vertel oor wat die besigheid is. Tam, Kim, welkom.
Thank you.
You're welcome to answer all the questions in English.
Thank you.
Because Afrikaans people are generous in that kind of thing. Yeah, we're many faults, but we're generous like that. Vertel ons eers van Padel Tennis. Kom eers op wat die hel is Padel Tennis?
Tammy, you want to take that one?
I can take that one away. Okay, so paddle tennis is basically a mixture of tennis and squash. And it's easier. It's in a smaller court, it's in a glass cage with mesh around it, and you can hit against the wall, but it's got to bounce first, so it's different to squash in that way, and it's much easier than tennis. So you don't need all the skill and the 10 years of development to be able to play. So what's great about it is families can play together. After a few practice sessions, everyone can just have a jol. So it's really fun. It originated in Mexico in the 60s, and it's taken the world by storm everywhere except for South Africa so far. And now it's arrived here, and so we're very excited to get it going in this country.
En sien daarso op die skerm, daar's 4 mense op die baan. Does it always have to be 4 people?
Yeah, for now it's doubles. They are developing a singles game for it. But they're still working on it because it's such a new sport. But for now, it's doubles. You play with a partner, so you got to make sure you got a good partner if you want to play it competitively. But there are some massive tournaments throughout the world, and we're just starting to catch up now in this country, and it's catching on like wildfire. Let's put it that way.
Sure. Kim, waar was jy die eerste keer blootgestel daaraan? Hoe het jy dit ontdek?
Pieter, was dan ek snaaks, was laas jaar in die Kaap, was ons op 'n met my man se besigheid weg en ons het in Kampsbaai gebly. En die hotel waar ons gebly het, ons kamer het agterop hierdie paddelbaan uitgekyk. So elke oggend het ek gesit en koffie drink en ek het gekyk hoe speel mense van vroegdag af, al seker van 6:00 in die oggend. En die gelag en het was net so gesellig en ek het elke oggend daar gesit waar my man gewerk het. En toe ons op pad terug is Pretoria toe sê ek vir hom, this is it. This is the next big thing. Ons moet dit doen. Bietjie begin navorsing doen, paar e-posse gestuur, nie baie ver met dit gekom nie. Was die einde van die jaar. En toe so middel hierdie jaar met die geleentheid tevore gekom en ons het dit met oop hande aangegryp saam met Tammy wat reeds 'n gevestigde tennisakademie het. En ons het gedink ons moet dit Pretoria toe bring. Dit is net totaal en al verslawend en as jy dit eers een keer gespeel het, jy kan dit nie ophou nie.
That's fantastic. Tammy, you played tennis though.
Yes.
And now you're involved in this.
Yeah.
Which do you think is harder?
So I've already said tennis is way harder, way harder. Yeah, so tennis it's a multi-century sport. It takes a lot of practice and effort and time. If you want to play it competitively, even just to have a rally back and forward on the court, you need to and enjoy it with someone. You need to be at a certain level. And if one person's there and the next person is there, it's not that much fun. With paddle, it sort of very quickly evens out. So even a better tennis player can play with someone that's never played before. And eventually that person, or not eventually, after a few sessions, that person gets up to that level and they can actually have a competitive game. So tennis is definitely much harder. And also the fitness aspect, the court on paddle, it's intense, but it's much smaller. So you cover way less ground and it's quick reactions and then the point is done. So it's definitely paddle tennis is easier and it can be played by all ages at a bit of a higher level than tennis.
En die olifant in die kamer is die paddle besigheid. It's not a squash racket, it's not a tennis racket. Dit lyk soos, as ek nou maar moet kyk, dit lyk amper soos 'n strand raket, né?
Yeah, it's a beach bat. It's a beach bat. Yeah, it's interesting. There's so many new derivatives of tennis that have come out. There's something called beach tennis, there's paddle tennis, there's even pickleball. So those are all sort of the mini sports of tennis now that are the new craze. And paddle has just taken the world by storm. kids in this fancy cage. You know, it's like it's an event when you go on the court. You just enjoy and you have fun.
I love the fact that it's such a social sport.
Yes. Yeah, and there's music going in the middle of the court, so even if you're playing a competitive match, you've got this cool vibe going, and you know, spectators are watching you. You can't help it. You sit there on the top of the deck and you're looking down on these fancy courts with the lights going, and it's just such a nice vibe. You can have a meal and enjoy watching a cool sport at the same time.
Sjoe. Kim, hoe werk die telling? Hoe hou ek telling as ek nou hierdie speel?
Ek dink dis ook wat padel tennis so lekker maak, is die telling is dieselfde as met tennis. So jy speel 15, 30, 40 dues en dan voordeel. Jy moet ook jy speel ook stelle.
Ja.
So daar's 6 games in 'n stel en jy moet ten minste met 2 punte voorloop om 'n stel te wen. So dit is soos tennis, ja.
Dit so, wat is dues in Afrikaans? Ek weet nie. Ek stry nou al met myself vir 2 jaar.
Ek het bietjie na dit gekyk op die internet en dit het gesê dues.
Dues.
So ek kon nie iets anders skryf vir dues nie.
Ek voel so half dis ongerustelik. So ek skree net maar 40 elk.
Ja, dis reg.
Ja.
In Afrikaans jy sê 40 elk.
Dis
As ek vir die kinders leer, is 40 elk of in Engels is juice.
Jy sien.
So jy was reg. Congratulations.
Dit gebeur baie min. Now, please tell me, when you talk about ages playing paddle tennis, is there like, is it a game for all ages? Can you send your kids to play paddle tennis? I mean, don't they need a certain amount of physical strength to swing that bat and hit the ball at the back and still bounce over the net?
No, so you get all different weights of the bats as well. So you get junior bats that have come out as well. So the kiddies get to play with the junior bats. And
If you can call it a bat. Sorry, I called it a bat. It's probably the wrong thing.
See,
paddle,
it's very open. You can call it a bat, a racket. Everyone goes different things. It's even been called padel before as well. You know, the fancy version.
Oh, padel.
Wow.
Yes, padel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rafael Padel.
Yeah, so it can be played by juniors. I mean, we've even got age 4 on the court doing lessons, and you know, just like tennis, where you learn from a young age how to hit the ball on the bat and how to feel it, and yeah, it's quite easy to get the ball to the other side of the net because it's smaller than a tennis court. Yeah.
Kim, Suid-Afrika.
Ja, dis wat ek ook wou vra.
Vra jy dit?
Ja, waar is ons? Het ons kompetisies? Hoe groot is dit hierso al? Want ons hoor nou dit is van die vinnigste groeiende sporte hier in die land. So, hoe groot is
relatief
dit?
klein in Suid-Afrika, maar dit groei teen 'n pas. Ons meeste bane is in die Wes-Kaap tans. In Suid-Afrika in totaal is daar so rapsie oor die 90 bane. Pretoria is nog baie nuut. Ons gaan definitief daaraan werk om dit uit te brei, maar daar is al bane. Toernooie word al gespeel oor die wêreld vir die afgelope 11 jaar. Suid-Afrika het ook al toernooie en mense kan dit ook al reeds op van die sportkanale is die toernooie uitgesaai. En ek dink as jy na daai toernooie kyk, kan jy net sien hoe kompeterend kan die sport wees. Soos wat jy net nog gevra het, kan enigiemand dit speel. Jy kan letterlik van klein kindertjies tot ouer mense, selfs wat sportbeserings het, kan dit speel. Omdat die baan soveel kleiner is en omdat jy 4 op die baan is dit makliker om te speel.
En die oppervlak is sag nie. Is dit 'n turf, astroturf tipe van ding of is dit 'n harde?
A little bit of sand in it.
Is dit? So dis nie 'n harde tennisbaan.
Nee, glad nie.
Jy kan ook gly, soos die kleibaan in tennis.
Jy sien. Dis fascinerend. Nou vertel ons 'n bietjie hier in die Gauteng, hoe lyk dinge in Gauteng? Is daar genoeg bane in Gauteng al? Begin dit optel?
Ek dink nie daar kan ooit genoeg bane wees nie. Maar ek is 'n totale paddle addict. So Pretoria soos ek sê het nog baie plek vir uitbreiding. Johannesburg het al redelik ook al redelik bane. Daar's nogal in Sandton en dan is daar baie van die privaat oorde, soos nie private estates wat hulle eie bane bou natuurlik vir die mense wat daar woon om te kan speel. Maar daar's nog baie plek om uit te brei in Pretoria en Johannesburg.
Het ons iets soos 'n nasionale span? Gaan daar eendag 'n nasionale span wees wat ons gaan verteenwoordig oor see en kompetisies?
Dis nog nie 'n Olimpiese sport nie. Ons werk daaraan. Maar dit gaan definitief daar kom want dit is regtig baie populêr al. In terme van spanne in Suid-Afrika, ek dink nie daar is al 'n nasionale span nie.
Not that I know of yet. I think they're still building that. So right now it's still within your region sport, people learning
Yes.
how to play it. But we have a bunch of money. They call them money tournaments that happen at all the
Oh,
different
so there are
venues.
tournaments.
Yes, yeah. So you can host money tournaments. You can host whatever you want. You can host socials, money tournaments. There's a very cool app that you can do it on, which is worldwide. But the money tournaments seem to be what's drawing the better players. And most of the time, it's the better tennis players and squash players that catch on to play more competitively quickly. But everyone's sort of catching on to that.
You see, but what you said now it triggers something in me. Immediately I think of FIFA, that regulates the sport to their own benefit. But then you said there's an app and everything is done according to an app. Dit is baie ongehoord dat die spelers die vermoë het om 'n sport te reguleer deur 'n app. Is dit die geval? Is that what's happening now regulation-wise?
Yeah, so the Playtomic app is basically very, very easy to use, and everybody just goes on, can book your venue and book your time slot, and that's it. And then each venue can host whatever event they want to on that app. So you go on, you sign up, they ask you a few wonderful questions like what is your age?
Oh yeah.
And your
So
and
stuff
what
that
is
you
your
usually lie about.
Yeah, you
Well,
know.
I do.
So
Yeah.
I never lie about
Yeah.
my age. What do you mean? Yeah, so you've got to sign up your age and your fitness level, and then you get a rating, and they say, okay, so your rating is now a 1 point something, and then as you play, that rating, if you win against someone who has a
Improves.
higher rating than you, so it's sort of like it's the same with tennis. You have a UTR ranking, which is a universal tennis ranking,
Yeah.
and everybody that you play throughout the world, you can up your ranking or you can lower your ranking. So like Nadal is at the top of that ranking.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Padel on this app. So you have your rating and then you get better and better and better the more you play. And that's, yeah, it's fun because it makes it competitive for everybody. You can see where you're at and then you can set games with people that you don't know with a similar rating than you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Het is lekker om te sien dat daar 'n stelsel is waar daar nie 'n diktatoriale, georganiseerde, gereguleerde oorhoofse groep
For
is nie.
now.
For now.
Yes.
Wel, ons
Ja.
ons hou duim vas dat dit nog steeds 'n oop
Ja.
community-based
Ons
ding bly.
ook, ja.
Baie dankie julle vanmôre by ons kom kuier. Dit is heerlik om van Padel Tennis te hoor. Ek dink ek sal dit maar probeer. Kom ons bou 'n span.
Ek dink dit is
Nie
goeie.
bou 'n span nie. Kom ons maak 'n span.
Ja, dis 'n goeie idee.
Sjoe,
Julle moet
Afrikaans
ons
is
saam met ons kom speel.
Ons
Ja.
sal
Wil
probeer.
uit ons
Ons
wil
sal
op die baan hê, by Aurenie buiteklub. Ons sal julle baie graag op die baan wil hê.
Aurenie
ons is daar,
definitief
asseblief.
wees.
Maar ja,
Ja.
ek sal 'n stywe broekie aantrek en kom speel. Nou ja, baie dankie Tamara Pieters en Kim Kasselmann vir julle
Dankie
moeite
julle.
vanmôre op die dag en te gesels oor Padel Tennis. Klink soos 'n sport vir vet ou soos ek. Ons gaan dit nog 'n bietjie probeer.